Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Hope you guys are having a good start to the weekend. In today's video, we're going to be going over a login champion that we had a couple months ago. So if you've been playing for a couple months, you definitely would have this champion. And it's going to be Artak. Artak here is a legendary orc champion. And he's definitely very insane. He's got HP. He's HP based. All his moves are HP based. And this video is going to focus on his solo build for Ice Golem. So I'm going to go over that. I have to rebuild him a little bit, so I want to go over my new build. But before we get into that, I want to go over some channel stuff. So I want to make sure that if you guys like the channel, like the content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out in terms of getting my content out there, so I do appreciate that very much. But without further ado, let's jump into the build. So I'm working on Ice Golem solo content with Artak. So this is the build I have for my Artak. I did have to rebuild him a little bit. His total base stats running at 90,000 HP, 3.1k defense, 261 speed. The resistance and accuracy is important, it's relevant. So if you hop over to Ice Golems with my Great Hall bonuses, it's 446 and 330 accuracy. So you're roughly looking at about 440 resistance and 340 accuracy. So why is this important? So when Artak is soloing content, he requires resistance. If he's dueling content with another partner or champion, he doesn't really need resistance because you usually pair him up with a cleanser like Alva or Mithrala. But if he's going to be soloing content, you do want to build him with resistance. And at the highest levels, it's going to be about 440 resistance. And for accuracy, you're looking at about 330, 340 accuracy to be able to land his debuffs at approximately 96%. There's always going to be a couple percent where it just gets resisted. That's part of the game. So in terms of speed, you want him as fast as possible. The faster he goes, the more attacks he gets, and because he ignites or detonates his own HP burn, that just means more cycling back to his detonations, which means more damage. More turns also means more healing. As you can see, I got him in a regeneration set, so he has the ability to heal for 15% of his HP. 15% of his HP. My pairing set is Stone Skin. Basically, Stone Skin is just there for the 2-set bonus HP and res. If you have Defiant, that's going to be really good because he gets a reduction on AoE damage, and the Ice Golem hits really hard on his AoE, so a little bit reduction definitely helps. You want him with a big HP pool and ideally a little bit of defense. So you don't want him walking around with 2000 defense and a big HP pool because he would just get chunked off really easily against the waves. So you want him with a little bit of defense to basically protect himself from the waves. I would recommend at least 3000, and then you want a big HP pool so that he can recover. I ran much lower base stats, so if you guys feel that this is a bit too much for your gearing, I ran him with 70k HP and 2.7k defense at about 250 speed on lower difficulty, and it worked totally fine. So what I was working with here, if you guys cannot hit the base stats, you guys can definitely go for a stage 5. Stage 5 is definitely very doable with a slightly weaker Artak. But I'm not done going over the build yet, so there's some nuances here that might help you guys out. So this build I have currently is going for solo Ice Golem 9 with 4 food champions. So to me, that's super good. Hard 9 with 4 food, that's perfect for me. Lets you triple dip, double dip in events, makes fusions a lot easier, and you're just generally being efficient with your energy. So this is a pretty consistent build. I would say it's as consistent as some of the most consistent builds for Ice Golem. It's not very common to have a 100% team for Ice Golem just because of the variability of the big slams and being prepared for that. It's possible, but I don't think my gear will allow me to 100% this dungeon. So there's probably is a small sliver of fails in there, maybe like 98%. around there, I would say, but it's still a very good build. So let's go over some of the skills. So make sure you have all his skills fully booked. He needs the debuff chance, he needs the cooldown reduction. In terms of blessing, here's the part where it's really important. So if you use him for solo content, make sure the blessing that you choose for him is Soul Reaper. Soul Reaper lets you clear the waves much faster. Also, it deals finishing blows to the Ice Golem, which makes it go a little bit faster. Obviously, if you have a high level blessing on Soul Reaper, it's going to be much better, much faster. You gain some extra damage and so forth. The other blessing that you could look out for if you're having difficulty surviving is actually Miracle Heal. So Miracle Heal will heal back his destroyed HP. It actually synergizes pretty well with R.T.A.C. So R.T.A.C's passive basically destroys his HP whenever an HP burn is activated. He gains additional stats for this, and then he has his A3 allows him to restore the max HP, so he kind of goes up and down. His HP goes up and down. But with Miracle Heal, he'll heal back his max HP, which gives him a little bit bigger of a health pool to work with against the boss, for example. So Miracle Heal definitely speeds up your run. It definitely increases your survivability, but Reaper will increase the speed of your run. Namely, you guys will realize that on wave 2 of stage 9, it actually is a little bit of a slog because of the block debuffs from the tutorials, which is a little bit annoying. So that's probably where most of your time would be spent. But Miracle Heal is a good option if you're having difficulty hitting the stats and surviving. But if you use Miracle Heal, you'll probably be a little bit longer on the runtime. I'll show you guys how this build works on level 5, and then we'll do level 9. Masteries, I'll go over Masteries here real quick. So I went down for defense, AoE, obviously protect yourself from the slam or the boss. Extra healing. This is random chance. If you get debuffed, then you're going to have a chance to remove it. This one's really good against the boss. And then chance to counterattack. Went for accuracy, turn meter boosting. Chance to increase damage, basically. Extra stats, extra speed since your food's going to die. I went for duration of HP burn. It helps against the wave 2, especially the tutorials, gives you an extra turn. Also allows for a chance for your A1 to extend the HP burn, which makes it last a little bit longer, might speed it up a little bit. And Oppressor for extra speed. So you do have some options here on your masteries. You could go Unshakable if you need the extra resistance. You could go Eagle Eye if you need the extra accuracy. Keep in mind that Oppressor is basically there to boost the speed of your R.T.A.C. So Oppressor is basically like a damage boosting mastery, whereas Unshakable and Eagle Eye are basically masteries to help get your gear in order for these levels. So if you guys use these masteries, just keep in mind you guys won't be doing as much damage, it won't be going as fast, but you guys might be able to use this the extra stats here to free up a different piece, or maybe allow you to clear the content. So obviously clearing it is better than not clearing it, and clearing it safely is obviously the preferred way, right? So those are the masteries. You could go a couple of different routes, but I think Oppressor here for me. Oppressor definitely helps against for solo content. You don't want War Master. That's one thing I'm going to say here. You don't want War Master because War Master can trigger the big slams from the Ice Golem. So this is a strictly like dedicated Ice Golem kill like solo build basically. You obviously can do Ice Golem 10 with a full team, but this build can't do Ice Golem 10 because 10 just hits too hard. But who knows, there might be a build in the future, or if you have empowerments and so forth. But he is a baseline R.T.A.C. I do have full Faction Guardians, I do have full Grey Hall, and I do have decent Grey Hall bonuses for Live Arena as well. So he is pretty jacked up. But like I said, you can make this work with like 70k HP. Yeah, you can make this work with 70k HP. I do have some decent gear on him. We'll check out the gear here real quick. So HP, speed, resistance, HP, defense, accuracy, speed. This is a really good piece, but it's a 5-star unfortunately. I got some good glyphs on these as well. HP, resistance, accuracy with max glyphs. Bad ascension, but HP, defense, speed. This one's decent as well. defense percentage, speed, resistance, HP percentage, ascension, very nice. This one's also pretty decent as well. I'm missing the accuracy at the end, of course. Obviously my gear is not perfect, but it's good enough. Have a lot of random crit damage. This ring is pretty GG for a baseline ring. Quad HP with max defense roll and a flat defense roll here. Very, very nice ring. Revenge accessories, not necessary, but it does give you extra hits, extra chances at Reaper, and extra extensions on the HP burn, which, you know, kind of could help, but it might actually slow down the run. I'm not sure. I haven't really played around too much with this, but it might actually slow down the run because the A1 doesn't hit very hard, but it does extend the HP burn. But I'm not too sure if it does actually do too much, so definitely not needed. Refresh is probably better, so like refresh rings and accessories are probably better, maybe. Not too sure here, but maybe some testing. But these are definitely not necessary. Let's see. And as I said, speed, you want to go as fast as possible, but also like if you're using him in other content, make sure you keep that in mind. I'm using him in my spider team, so his speed has to be about this range, 260. But yeah, make sure he's as fast as you can make him, and then he'll do quite well for you. Let's jump into a run real quick. So see how it performs. So far I've been using him, seems pretty good. If you guys have food with an aura, you can sub him in there. I do run him with presets here, so I run him with the A3 to open and then the A2. He does weird stuff where he opens with his A2 instead of his A3, I believe, so having the presets will save you a little bit of time. You see the counterattacks there popping off with the A1s. So he does pretty good extending the HP burn. You see 5 turn HP burn, 4 turn HP burns here. So very, very strong. Here's the Reaper. Ideally, you want the Reaper to pop up all at once, so it kills everybody at once. Saves a little bit of time on animation. Like, there you go, double Reaper. And this is a tough wave here. It's not that the wave is going to kill me, but the wave just takes a long time because of these block debuffs. So the A1 extension on the HP burn really helps here. You can see here there's a 3 turn. So that's going to last 3 extra turns on these tutoras, which just, you know, speeds up this wave clear a little bit for us. So I do feel like the revenge accessories kind of help on this one. Yeah, I think they do help against this wave because they extend the HP burns for more damage. So far, doing pretty good. You can see we're not really close to death at all. Here comes the Reapers cleaning up. And if we get, if the counterattack procs, then the Reaper has a chance to come and finish off these tutors. There we go, double Reaper. Getting pretty close on this one. There we go, Reaper. Okay, minute 30 to the Ice Golem. Here, the Ice Golem should not proc the big slam because we don't have War Master on. All the damage is coming from the HP burns. Ideally, you don't want R.N.T.A.C to deal too much damage to the ads and kill the ads because that's where all the damage is coming from. See the counterattack going off there. But I think my R.N.T.A.C deals too much damage. He has too much crit damage in his build. So the ads are dying too fast. And that's causing the big boss to basically stay alive a little bit longer because R.N.T.A.C has to solo him down at the end. But this run looks like it's going pretty good here. Yeah, here we go. The double and the Reaper should be able to finish him off. There you go. Boom. 217 with this is a very consistent low 215 to 230 run. So it's a very consistent run. You can clearly see that we weren't in danger at all. Of course, I'm running with pretty good gear, and this is a pretty dedicated build. So that's kind of what I'm working with here. This is very, you know, obviously being free to play. This is really, you know, really efficient in terms of using your energy to farm food and high level gear. So again, here's the build, and here are the total stats in the Ice Golem. Like I said, speed is dependent on your own use for him. The faster, the more damage he does. The masteries are important. Like I said, you can go for different route. You can go for Unshakable, Eagle Eye, Oppressor. You should avoid War Master. Spirit Haste is great for more speed. Everything else, I mean, you could, you know, go Evil Eye for some turn meter reduction, although not necessary. You definitely want him with more speed. You could go Steadfast as well for more HP. But yeah, I think generally there's those small variations in his masteries. And like I said, for Reaper, if you guys need more survivability, Miracle Heal is a great way to boost his survivability. And yeah, you guys can cut his stats a little bit and do Ice Golem 5, still farm food, still farm decent gear, chance at mythicals and all that stuff, you know, triple dip in events and all that stuff. So insane champion. I mean, as a free champion, he's like super good, one of the best for sure. 12 books, you know, bit average on the book cost, but great champion, very worth it. This build works in Hydra. This build works in various areas, but for Ice Golem, this is dedicated for Ice Golem, but it will work for other areas as well. He won't do as much for Hydra because he doesn't have War Master, although War Master probably doesn't give him like a huge amount of damage against Hydra, but it's not fully dedicated for Hydra, but it will still work. So I definitely recommend this build if you guys are planning to use Artak. His specialty is definitely Ice Golem, but of course he will work everywhere. So anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about my Artak build. How are you guys building him? Do you guys think it's reasonable to have him in this way? I think he works pretty well for all content in this build. Regen is definitely very popular, of course. But yeah, I think the Masteries and the Blessings give you guys some options. And like I said, if you guys missed the stats, you guys can do Ice Golem Hard 5 very easily. And if not, even just, you know, Dungeon 24, 25 as well. You want to do the Spirit boss, not Spirit Affinity would be best because of his positive affinity, of course. Okay. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And of course, I will see you guys in the next one.